Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It is Tuesday evening, and it was a red market today, that's for sure. So let's go over everything, see what's going to be popping. We still hit some poppers this morning if you were in the Discord MU. And what else do we have? We had something else that went up as well. So we'll go over that and let's see what's happening. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody? USAR was the other one that we had. And let's go over to that heat map. There you go. And USAR, I was talking about that one this morning. That did run up. It's looking pretty good. I said I picked up some more in the right at the end of the day right there, Luis Rodriguez. And there you go with that one. And what else did I like? USAR. There was another one. We'll go through them and I'll pick it out for you and tell you guys what I liked and what is going on in the market. UAMY, this one was looking pretty good as well. So you can see that one looks pretty healthy for tomorrow. You know, it didn't look good that I did grab an option in Netflix. I grabbed one, just one. I just wanted some just to see what happened, and that just fell off a cliff right there. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning, but I can't imagine it really flying up after the earnings and that big dip, but we'll see. That one looks like it might be a loss, but we'll see what happens in the morning. Anyway, let's cruise through our list, see what's happening and what we're getting into tomorrow and what winners we're going to have to make up for that Netflix, I guess, huh? So here we go, ONDS. This was cruising today, looking pretty good, hitting that resistance. It looks like it wants to roll off that MACD. I bet ONDS is setting up right here, as you can see. Look at it. It looks good to go. So I would keep an eye on that one. And all the rare earth minerals, I agree right there. Laptop travel, they are looking good. You know what else looks good? And we were talking about gold, GLD, and JNUG. These guys were running up. Look at that bad boy in the after hours. 300 right there. Nug's way up as well. So they were looking really good too. So let's go ahead, see what else we're getting into here. But ONDS, that could be a good one for tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on that one. Could continue to run. Galaxy, on the other hand, was down today. And again, Bitcoin, crypto, all pulling back. Bitcoin at 88,000 right now. That's not good. Ethereum under 3,000 at 29.58. Solana's at 127 and Ripple's at 191. So that is according to our stock cube. Cardano's at 35 cents. So crypto did take a nice little dive there as well. Futures are green, so that's interesting. As a matter of fact, let me see something right here. They said that the futures. Is that right, Luis Rodriguez? Is that the after hours right there? Let me see. What does that say? What day? Yeah, look at that, Luis Rodriguez. I think Finviz put the futures on. That the right futures price right there for the Dow Jones? Let me know. You want me to look at S&P or anything else? How are you, Ross? How you doing this evening? And what's nuclear looking like? We're going to go through that in just a moment, so I'll let you know. Luis Rodriguez, I think they did. I think they added the overnight futures prices right there. Look at that on Finviz. So I believe that's what it looks like, and it looks like that is up right there. So yeah, I would say that's probably our overnights because that says January 21st. So there you go, Luis Rodriguez. Let me know if them prices are right. Now, Finviz, remember I asked them to do it? Look at that, guys. Look at that. Aren't they incredible? I knew that they did it. They did it the other day. They had posted something to me. So I saw it and I was like, oh, crap, they already fixed that thing. Look at that. So, yeah, it looks like they got the futures all good right here. Let's go through some other ones and just see. And honestly, we'll look at the VIX. That should be, yeah, look at that. So that's red for tomorrow already. Spiked up there today, red there tomorrow. That helps out the look. I mean, obviously anything can happen, but that dip today could be that huge dip and then they get cruising back up. So there you go. But honestly, we'll go through our SPY and Qs. They don't look great, but there you go. Look at that. They got it up there now. Look, I think they do have the accurate times now in the after hours as well. Is that right, Luis Rodriguez? That SPY price? Dow futures up 0.16. Let me see. What did that say? Dow futures, where was that at? Let me hit that. And what did we say? Yeah, 0.14. I would say we're pretty damn close. Your S&P right there. Yep. I look at that. They put the futures on, guys, for Finviz. So we have the futures now on Finviz, the accurate futures prices. Look at that, because they already turned. They were red today, obviously. That's what I forgot that they had posted it the other day. And I think I commented on it if I remember correctly. I don't really remember anything, but there you go. The VIX is red going into tomorrow, so that is interesting. And there you go, another thing that Finviz stepping it up again, putting the futures prices on there, so they are accurate right there. And let me see, you sent the overnight futures in DM on X there, so thank you, Laptop Travel. I'll check it out. But yeah, it looks like Finviz is accurate, so that's awesome, guys. So we'll be watching that for now on as well. And let's cruise right through. So that was Galaxy right there. And Ross wants to see nuclear. So let's get to it. And Ross, now we have the overnight futures accurate on Finviz as well. So that's really cool. I like that setup right there. Finviz keeps getting better and better, I must say. I'm telling you, between Finviz and TrendSpider, they're best two. That's all you need in the market, to be honest with you. You have all your charts, your scanners, you have everything at your fingertips with just them two. And obviously, I do like both of them for different reasons. So I would definitely be using both of them all the time. And let's see, Galaxy down right there. ONDS looking good. ASTS right here. That was pulling back a little bit. Let's see if it wants to really pull back there tomorrow. And UMAC. Why do I always do that? UMAC right there. And that was up a little bit. It's in the top. I'd be careful with that one there tomorrow. It's like kind of flat. It could fall out of the top at any moment. Obviously, could pop up higher, but it's run up pretty well and it's in the top, so you got to be careful. Redwire dipped down today. That was a big dip on that one. I know that. That one ran up this morning, then came straight down right there. So good old RDW dipping down. And then Rocket Lab right here. Look at that big dip. So your space, aerospace ones, they were dipping down. LMT right here as well. That was pulling back. That had recently run up. And here you go, Ross. You wanted to see nuclear. Let's see. It's pulled back right there. I thought the nuclear stocks were looking a lot better there after yesterday. Well, after Sunday, I'll say. And let's see what's going to be happening here. Or after Friday in the Sunday. When we looked at them last night, they looked pretty good, but obviously a nice pullback right there for NKLR. Akla right here. Let's see what that's doing. That's down pretty good too right there. And just pulling back. I mean, everything had a really nice pullback. I think that's all we're seeing right here in the market is just a really good pullback at the moment. SMR also pulling back. So the nuclear ones did have a little bit of pullback. And I do think NKLR obviously could pull back a little bit more. Could have touched down here at that 20. It could, but I don't think it's going to. It's trying to rebound right there in the after hours. Let me take another look at it. And I mean, it's hard to tell. It could come back down a little bit more. There's nothing really holding it up just at the moment, Ross. So I guess we have to take a peek at it in the morning, but it does look like it could come down to that 20. I know it bumped up there in the after hours a little bit. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on it in the morning and see what's going on right there. And let's see what else is happening with our list right here. We were just looking at OCLO, OKLO, and EOSE right here was also down, but that doesn't even look that bad right there. So we'll keep an eye on it tomorrow. And obviously, we have to see what this market wants to do there tomorrow. It's all over the place. Big pullback. And like we were looking at the SPY and Qs, they look like they want to come down even further at the moment, but anything can happen in the morning. They could bounce right back up. So we have to watch this whole entire market in the morning, see what's going on. IREN right here. It looks like that's pulling back, and it almost looks like a healthy pullback today, to be honest with you. And that's what they look like. So that's why I'm kind of saying they could run right back up with no problem. And here's your CRML. We were talking about it this morning, good old critical metals, and that started to pull back there and wasn't looking so hot. Let's see, it did fall off, and then it kind of jumped up there at the end of the day and pulled back. This one, that could be a good little dip and rip, although it's already been in the top right there, and that's why I was liking that USAR a little bit better today. USA rare earths right here, it was running up. You can see it got up over 20 this morning up there at 2025 area, and it's running back up right there. It's at 1945. Like I said, I bought some more of it today, and I do think that one could get running up some more. So I was trading that one. As you can see, I posted it today, and that is your USAR. So definitely keep an eye on that one right there. MP right here was down a little bit as well. And let me hop back onto the daily chart right there. But there you go with MP. That looks like it almost spiked up there today and wants to pull back. So we definitely have to keep an eye on some of these certain ones. Look like they want to continue to run up. Some of them look like they could pull back. How are you, Cadence, right there? And let me see what UAVS is doing. That's at AG Eagle, whatever, aerial systems, and that's been pulling back. It recently ran up, had that big red spike up, and then has been coming back down. And you have to assume once it hits this 20 area after that nice pullback, you're going to roll off the MACD and get rolling back up with UAVS. So that one might be one to keep an eye on. And then I added RGTI instead of QMCO just to give me a tip to go through our quantum and computer hardware ones. I changed the list a little bit. If you noticed me when I posted it out tonight, this one looks pretty good, guys. I'd keep an eye on this RGTI. It could be moving there tomorrow. Excuse me. And so yeah, that one doesn't look too bad. Let's go through the rest of these computer and hardware and quantum ones. QUBT, quantum computing, down a little bit, but QBTS right here, if I spelled it right, QBTS right there, that was dipping down as well. They do look like they could be pulling back. And here's your QMCO, and that's pulling back as well. So they do look like they're dipping down for your quantum and computer hardware ones. RGTI look pretty good. To start them off, QSI right there pulling back. Let's see what IO and Q has look like. That one could be moving as well. That one's been trying to set up. That's not looking too bad. RCAT, that was up today and trying to run up. That could have a little more momentum left in it. RCAT, that one we've talked about in the Discord recently. And there you go with it popping back up right there. And let's see what our Z space is doing, because it was pulling back after it ran up there the other day. So there you go at Z space. And that was a good pop up for us. And it obviously pulled back. But maybe now that it had a little bit of a run up there over to 50 finally, maybe now it'll finally get set up and run up there. So we'll be keeping an eye on this Z space. Not that we don't, because we look at it all the time anyway. So there's your computer hardware and quantum ones. And let's just cruise right through our list, because, again, it's a pretty red day today, and we'll see what's going on. If there's anything really setting up or grabbing our attention, like I said, already picked out a couple, but we'll go through them all. UNH right here. That looks pretty good, actually. Maybe healthcare gets cruising back up again now that everything else. What the heck was I just typing? Oscar right here was dipping down still. And MOH right there pulling back. But we might want to look at a UNH tomorrow. That could be a good play right there. That actually looks pretty good, I must say. Look at that popping up there. And it has that trend line. It has some momentum. It does have earnings coming up, but that looks like it's next week. And so we'll be watching that one at the end of the month right there for UNH. Can you believe next week it'll be almost the end of the month for January already? That's pretty crazy. So already a month going by in the new year. Yeah, what's the 31st is next Sunday. So after next week, so Friday is the 30th. And then the week after that, when we open up on Monday, it'll be February 2nd already. How crazy is that, guys? So already cruising right through 2026 before you know it. It'll be Valentine's Day and then St. Patrick's Day, and then hopefully getting warm again. It is freezing cold, everybody. I saw Izzy post to me. It's freezing in Michigan. It's freezing in Jersey. It's going to be freezing this weekend. It is a super cold one. I think for a lot of people, we might be getting blasted with some snow like all across the country too. It looks like it might be a wild week and a wild weekend, guys. So let's make the best of the market if we can. Hopefully that'll be wild and get cracking and rocking and rolling again, because it was flying down today and not flying up for us. So let's see. UNH does look pretty good. Let's look at Open Door right here. It doesn't start with a J though. And Open Door right there was pulling back. It still doesn't look too bad right there. But everything just is kind of jumping around, and the market is completely volatile. Here's our Sinez still kind of leading itself down a little bit, kind of leveled down a little. It might have to level out a little bit and come up. So we'll keep an eye on Sinez. That might be even a better price down there. Hertz came down a little bit, so that's dipping down a little bit. And then your Chipotle right here is pulling back as well. And that had been running up slowly but surely. And then, of course, your Cracker Barrel. Here it comes, guys. Oh, they have a dividend coming up. Look at that. January 20th. That's today. They had a 25 cent. I didn't even know that Cracker Barrel had dividends. They may be getting rid of them too, because look at this thing pulling back. Now we're gonna have to see when it gets back down here to the 29 area. I don't even know if it'll get off that and cruise off that MACD. We'll be keeping an eye on Cracker Barrel to see exactly what it wants to do. Maybe it does get set up to run. Boyle was way up. Look at natural gas. Remember we were looking at these yesterday? Why didn't we go with that one? UNG or Boyle or any of them guys? I mean, they were running pretty good right there. And what about Gush? That was down. And let's see what ExxonMobil is doing. That was up a little bit right there. CVX is Chevron. That was down today, hitting a little resistance. So there you go. But yeah, Boyle was boiling up there. Look at that bad boy with all the cold weather coming. Actually, it could be a nice little popper right here. I couldn't think of the word popper, but yeah, Boyle could continue to run. And what though you don't like the dark motif of your banner today? Oh, it's depressing. What's that? I'm not even sure what you're talking about there. On which one? I'm not even sure what you're saying. But what banner? I have no idea. Laptop travel. What are you talking about? I'm not even sure what you're talking about. I'm trying to figure it out. Anyway, here we are, and that's Gush and Boyle. And Boyle was cruising along, and maybe we want to continue to look at that natural gas with all this cold weather coming our way. That's for sure. Plug right here. It wants to plug away. It just didn't have the opportunity today. And QS is pulling back a little bit more right there, so we'll have to keep an eye on QuantumScape. And let's see your rocket. There you go, Zach. What did I say? Did I not say it could come down into the 22? Someone pull that clip from yesterday. Holy cow. What did I say yesterday, Zach? Is that not crazy? I literally said that might come down to the 22s. I said that last night. And there you go. You're in the 22s from the 24s. Zach, I hope you were locking in some profits. Not saying that it can't bounce back off, but this is exactly what I was saying. And again, you got that extra run up right there. So I hope you did lock them in, because that would have been beautiful. And I'm telling you, I got a rocket right there. Holy cow. I gotta clip these things. It takes way too long. But I should clip them and put them out there for social media. They'd probably be pretty good. I mean, I literally said that last night, that it was going to go back to 22 right there. Be careful, Zach. It was going back to 22. And there you go. All right, then. So there you are with Rocket Mortgage. And IMRX right here was looking pretty good today. I was looking at that bad boy. That's getting set back up. And we know that because, again, this pancreatic cancer medicine is not, this thing's looking pretty good. And it did take a nice dip. Probably was a great opportunity, I would assume. And it looks pretty good. Lucid still dipping down right there. So that is pulling back. Rich Tech Robotics was not looking bad earlier. It did pull back, but it didn't look too bad earlier. And we'll look at it tomorrow there. And let's see what that Joseph Levy's GALT is doing. GALT. Look at it, getting a little bit closer. It is getting set up here. Is it going to bounce off this MACD and come down another level? That's what we're going to be watching out for tomorrow. So I'll be watching GALT to see what it wants to do, because I've been watching that one to see if we wanted to enter. And fun wasn't exactly fun today because it was pulling back there. And play was up. Dave and Buster's. Look at this bad boy running the top. That could be a little momentum play right there. For PLAY, good old Dave and Buster's play. So check that out tomorrow. ASPI was down today. I did get rid of that on Friday. Remember, I had some of them and I sold it. Thank goodness, because that was a good 6% dip right there. So I did. Like I said, it's hard to hold them over a 3-day weekend to me. I just don't like any of them. NNE right here, that nano nuclear didn't look too bad until it dipped back. It was up right there, kind of ran up. I saw that, and then it did pull back this afternoon. So we'll have to see what's up with them, Ross, and the whole nuclear sector. I thought they were setting up. Maybe they're a little dip and rip. That's that NKLR again. And we'll have to see tomorrow if that's a little dip and rip look for us. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. And again, USAR was a good play today. I mentioned it in the Discord early. And there you go. I even posted the 69% hit right there. So there you go with that guy, USAR. That was a good one. And UAMY, I do like this one going into tomorrow. So you might want to keep an eye on this thing tomorrow. That could get cruising. So definitely keep an eye on UAMY and USAR right there. So they could be good ones. Look at UAMY looking pretty strong. And again, who said that? Laptop Travel or Luis Rodriguez? They were saying these things were going to be looking pretty good tomorrow, these metals and stuff like that. So we'll definitely be watching them. Let's see that REMX right here. There you go. That one could be cruising right back up into the top, Luis Rodriguez. That's not looking too bad. And let's see what could happen here with the rest of this list. LAC is that Lithium of Americas. It was just kind of flat a little bit, is obviously down. We'd have to look at that tomorrow. And this LAR, you can see a little bit flat, still on the top, but again, we'd have to look at them tomorrow. How about them 4Us? I said that was going up. That looks like it could play go a little higher tomorrow. Could be a good play tomorrow as well for you right there. Did Michael Anthony mention this and I said universal safety was going to go lower there, Luis Rodriguez? Didn't I say that? There you go. And I'd say that went pretty low. So I guess I told Michael Anthony because I remember him talking about that one, and Luis Rodriguez just brought it up there. So thank you, Luis Rodriguez. Lockheed Martin was down today, and that's a pullback. Still on the top. That could bounce back up, but it was pulling back. And that fly dipping down. Look at that. Wasn't looking so fly today, but definitely in a bullish channel. So obviously, these dips, and honestly, these dips have always been good opportunities, especially lately. Every time you see them pull back, for example, you see it, they pop right back up. You see it right here dipping down, and they pop right back up. So all these dips, so that's why we're going to watch it tomorrow. I have a feeling it could pull back a little bit more, but these are going to be good opportunities to try to run the market up when it bounces right back up there. So we'll be watching to see exactly what we want to get into. Fubo did come down a little bit today. It was bouncing around, and we'll have to look at Fubo tomorrow and see if it actually does want to get cruising. It's look, again, that looked like a little healthy pullback, but it did pull back under the 20 right there. So we'll see. It's not the end of the world for it. It doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look perfect either. So we'll definitely look at that. And let's see this MTEN, Ming Teng International. Are you familiar with this one? Laptop Travel, because that thing looks like it's setting up right there. Grab my attention right now. And it is at 3 cents. I don't know. Are they reverse splittings? They could be. But this one does look like it could have a little pop off. So keep an eye on MTEN, especially in the morning, guys. That thing could run right there. I saw that, and I thought you guys would like it. And Doge Mama 9 might like it, but that Canon did dip down some more. I saw that thing dipping down a little bit, and that's a computer hardware one, and it is dipping with the rest of them. So we'll have to see how far that wants to dip. And MetaPlanet right here, MTPLF, that one is pulling back, and that one's pulling back with Bitcoin, I would assume. So, yeah, Bitcoin pulling back. Mimi right here, like I was saying, this is actually looking pretty good, guys. I think this one could be a good play. I've been talking about it with Doge Mama 9 right there, and I've been saying check that one out. It is looking pretty good, so keep an eye on MI tomorrow. And MOBX wasn't even looking too bad right here. It's trying to get moving. It was trying to curl up there earlier. It is pulling back. Let me see. Yeah, it was trying to run up. Oh, it pulled right back. It was running in the pre-market. I know that because I was looking at it, and then it dipped down. And then it kind of went flat. So I'll have to look at that tomorrow. I know it was running early this morning. I remember looking at it. And that is your MOBX. AMPX wasn't too bad right here. We were talking about that one in the Discord. And there you go with that. Doesn't look too bad. It could run up a little more tomorrow. And NMTC just kind of hanging out right there. And that's at Neuro1 Medical Technologies Corp. And it is literally just hanging out right there. It does look like it's trying to roll off the MACD. So keep an eye on that one. And Wolf right here. Let's spell it right. Wolf Speed. And like I said, this one looks like it's about to get rolling. I think that could be a good play right there. Wolf Speed, a semiconductor one. That looks like it's setting up. Keep an eye on that one right there. That could have some Wolf Speed in it. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact, not looking too bad right there. Wheeler right here. Didn't this recently reverse split? It certainly did reverse split there today. 1 for 3. Ooh, that could be a really good one. That does look pretty good. Let's keep an eye on Wheeler right there. Where do I even put it? In the penny stocks? Because it was just one, a reverse split penny stock used to be, but now it's at $5 and it's up in the after hours as well. Look at this thing right here. This one could get cruising tomorrow, guys. WHLR, Wheeler Real Estate, good reverse split, 1 for 3. It had a 1 for 2. They keep it pretty small right there, which is good, and that could get flying. WHLR, and someone gave me that. I forget who. I'm trying to remember. Someone on X did, but my bad. And FM, what is this? FC right here. This FMFC. That dude. Zalmi, the one guy, Zalmy, great stock picks, I think he goes by. He had this one listed, and I just took a peek at it. I was like, oh, that looks pretty good. So you might want to take a look at this thing in the morning. FMFC right there, looking pretty good, I must say. And you can keep an eye on that. That looks like it could go cruising right there. So not looking bad. So check that one out there. That's a good penny stock, Doge Mama 9. And like I said, Zalmi had that one on. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not exactly sure, but he's a good dude. Great stock picks guy. And Nick's right here. Let's see what this one's up to. We are following it. And let's see if it's going to cruise up. It's trying to do something there today. So let's see if it makes that base and then get moving back up into a bullish trend. Then it'll be good. It'll probably run up pretty well. So we'll keep an eye on that. How about Michael Anthony's few right here? ABEO moving up a little bit. It's in that little channel right there. It doesn't look too bad. And D-Lo is D-Lo-ing down a little bit right there. So D-Local Limited definitely pulling back at the moment. And that LW was up. I actually saw this. This actually could get popping again, guys. I just got out of him, but might want to check them out. They could run a little bit more, this LW. Look at it, getting set up right there. Packaged food one, and like I said, I sold them options on Friday right there, and that, or was that Friday? I guess that was Friday. That was probably Thursday. I sold them Thursday or Friday. I don't remember. I said it on the show, so whichever day I told you guys. Was it Thursday? I think I sold them on that pop right there is what I think I did. And then they don't look bad though, LW. So keep an eye on that one. And UEC right here was up a little bit, and that is a uranium play. And let's check out the other ones for uranium. They could get moving right here. That looks pretty good. AEC, not looking bad there. That's that Denson Mines. That's been looking good. That's been running up there for a little while. There's that LEU right now, and NXE's been running up. There's that one. URG looks pretty good. And that's considered a uranium one. I didn't even know that, to be honest with you. So there you go. This one looks pretty good right here, URG. And that's at Your Energy. Oh, yeah, I know this one too. Keep that one on your watch list tomorrow. That could get moving as well right there. So there's a couple other ones for you. So there you go with them. And let's see what else is going on with our list. That was our list. And we looked at gold and silver and all that. And again, they look pretty good right there. They're in the top. Gold right there running up pretty big. And J-Nug and Nug were running up huge and in the after hours. So they were definitely looking good right there. Let's see what our Jolie's jams are doing. And I missed doing my Jolie's jumpers in the morning, that's for sure. Rhythm's still pulling back here. I'm out of my rhythm in the morning without my Jolie's jumpers. And Blink is pulling back a little bit. Most things were, though. Sezzle, a little bit of pullback today. Back to that, 50 right there? Yeah, look at that. Back to 50. Sterling had been running up, but a little bit of pullback. That still doesn't even look bad right there, so you keep an eye on Sterling. And how about Rivian? Way down there today. And the EVs are taking a beating. Lucid right there taking a beating as well. And how about Symbiotic taking a beating and taking a hit down? And that is down over 6% today. So there you go with your Jolie's jams. And let's take a cruise through our laptop travel list and see what's going on with Anna right here. That's LA Anna. I have no idea, but it's an oil and gas one. It was up like 7% today. It's not looking too bad. It's in that channel right there. Just got up onto the 20. CDT is CDT Equity. We've looked at this one before, a biotech company. And let's see, that one's been down and out for a while. It did jump in the channel. I'd have to look at it tomorrow, though. CURX right here. That one's been down and out for a while. That looks like it could be running for a little biotech company. That one might be a decent one. CURX, keep an eye on that. And DSWL, Deswell Industries, and that actually looks pretty good. That looks better than most of them for tomorrow. Look at that setup right there. I'd say Deswell looking pretty good right here. DSWL, yeah, that looks pretty good. That could run up right now tomorrow. So you keep an eye on that one with a lot of things not looking the best at the moment. You might want to check out that guy. HMR, that was up today. That has a pretty good curl up right there. It's on the channel on the 20. It doesn't necessarily have to run up tomorrow, but it does have a pretty good curl up look. IMTE, didn't this run up in the after hours? Yeah, it did. This one went blasting off in the after hours. I did see this one already, IMTE. And there you go, integrated media technology. And that was running up there. So you can look at that in the morning, obviously, and we'll see if that one continues. But that could be a good momentum play, obviously, as it just ran up in the after hours. And INHD right here is in the basement, and that could get cruising. That looks like it's going to come out of the basement right there. A steal in Hong Kong. Let's look at that thing. INHD, not looking too bad right there. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. And let's see what else is going on with our laptop travel list. JZXN, that's a China one, auto and truck dealership in the basement right there. That's actually trying to get set back up too, maybe as everything's going to fall down. Big caps and all them. These China small caps tend to run like that. So you might want to keep an eye on some of these guys. They could cruise up tomorrow if the market is pulling back some more. There's that LINK right there, Interlink Electronics, and that does look like it's setting up. That 20 and 50 are trying to meet up, and it has some pretty good green candle action right there. And NVNI, that actually looks really good right there, laptop travel. So I'd keep an eye on that one right there, NVNI. Let me put a dot next to that. That looks pretty good. We'll look at that tomorrow. Onco right here was running up today, hitting a little resistance. We'd have to look at it tomorrow. PHGE Biome MX something. I have no idea, but that's crawling up in the channel, and that could continue up. So some really good ones on this list right here. SHFS right there. That was hard letters to read. SHFS. There you go. It's running up. It could get up to that 50 right there. I don't know if it's going to blast off. Some of the other ones look a little better. SLE, not bad right there. There was another one of these things that was looking pretty good today. I forget. We'll see what it is. It's on the it's at signing day, or is it SGN? I don't know. There it is right there. Here it is. This thing was looking pretty good today. That was running up as well. So there you go with that. And that one was Super League right here. SLE looking pretty decent. SLGB is Smart Logistics Global. That's just is that a new one right there? Yeah, that's a fairly new one. That looks like it's trying to set up. I'd have to look at that one again tomorrow. TIRX is a China one. And again, these China small caps could get cruising there tomorrow if the market pulls back some more. So definitely keep an eye on it. That's in that channel. And VS Versus Systems right here is trying to get a little momentum going, I would say. So keep an eye on VS right there. It wasn't looking bad today. Could have a little bounce around, and check that out tomorrow. There you go. It looks like it's trying to curl up right there. Looking pretty good to me, I must say. It doesn't, not a whole lot of action going on, but maybe that'll pick up. Only 31,000 in volume. You can see it didn't really have a whole lot, but it is crawling up, looking pretty good. And let's see what else is going on. It might be time for that Mimi right there, Doge Mama 9. And Disney's in chandelier mode, that's for sure. Sam, how are you? Put some rainbows and unicorns in your banner for laptop tomorrow. I think I'm going to. Which banner's he even talking about? I'm not even sure what banner we're talking about, to be completely honest with you. If somebody can fill me in. But I'll put some unicorns and rainbows in there, so laptop travels, it's not depressing for them, that's for sure. But I'm not even sure which banner we're even talking about. So someone definitely fill me in, because I'm pretty lost. Doesn't take much to lose me. Anyway, there you go, laptop travel. There's your list right there. A lot of them looking good, especially a lot of them China small caps. And that Mimi right there, I would say, is looking pretty good. Doge Mama 9, so one to keep an eye on. The countdown banner. I got you. All right, so that one is kind of dark. Yeah, I got you. I'll put some unicorns and rainbows in it for you tomorrow, and then it'll be a lot brighter and looking a lot better for everybody, and it'll brighten everybody's day, even if it's a little bit red. And it looks like crypto is trying to not really bounce hard, but it is trying to do something here. It was in the low 88, so you could see it trying to move back up a little bit for Bitcoin. So we'll see what that does tomorrow. I mean, look at that map right there. That's pretty pathetic. Apple way down the video, all of them just taking a beat in there. That's for sure. Wasn't Michael Anthony talking about Coca-Cola and Pepsi though? Look at them. He was right on the money with them, I'll tell you that. McDonald's was down pretty big, though. Let's actually go through our big cap spy. That's what I should change Chewy out for and Unity. Maybe I change them for like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. They're even better ones. We can look at them. And or something like that. I was messing with the list today. As you can tell, I added like ONDS, Galaxy, ASTS, UMAC, Redwire, Rocket Lab. That way I don't have to write them all down. Then I put NUG and JNUG, Gold, Silver, REMX, and then ABTC and Pew and all them. And we don't even have to waste our time, like I said, every day, because when crypto's down, these things aren't running right now. So why would we even bother doing them every day? So there you go. We'll come back to them when crypto looks good and we know that they could be moving. And they're good opportunities, but they're always on the list there. So if you noticed, I did change the list around a little bit today. So there you are with that. And let's go ahead. The SPY was down pretty big, I would say. And the Qs were down pretty big as well. And you could have shorted them down today. They just dipped down. They were down pretty big just to start. And then they kind of went up a little bit. And then at the afternoon, they went down a little bit more right there. They do look like they want to come down a little bit more in tomorrow. And IWM looks a little bit better. It does look like it could pull back. And there you go, Michael Anthony. You bought you that a insider. Oh, here you go, Luis Rodriguez. He didn't use the AI already, I can tell. And didn't I tell you that thing was going down, Michael Anthony? So here we are. Let's look at this real quick, what you had to say. Here, I'll put it up there for everybody. I bought UUU, and let me pop it on the screen right here, because last night we were looking at this bad boy. And remember, that was a Sunday night. It was up here somewhere where it closed. And I said that was probably going down. Watch for it to dip down right there. And it was Tiger, I said. You sure it wasn't UUU? I'll go back and check, Michael Anthony. But you bought UUU. Or 3 U's. We said 4 U's was going up. 3 U's was going down. That an insider bought 30 days last year that paid a special dividend of $1. That drop after trading at 5 to 534 all day. That last 5 minutes drop to close at 391 was up to. Can you run that through the AI? Somebody, what the heck did he just say? And oh man! And Michael also said to avoid play. That's what you said, Michael Anthony, last night. And I wouldn't avoid play. Was a good play right there, I must say. So there you go. Holy cow! But you did buy UUU today, and but I had bought Tiger. And yeah, I remember you did talk about this TIGR, and I thought that was going to pull back a little bit more. And it does look like it still could pull back a little bit more, to be honest with you, but we'll look at it. But your 3 U's definitely pulled back. Luis Rodriguez on it. I don't know what he was talking about here, but he was buying UUU. And an insider bought 30 days last year. What does that even mean? He bought 30 days last year. I don't even know. But Luis Rodriguez will get that figured out for us. And then we'll be able to figure out what the heck you're talking about, Michael Anthony. Let me cruise right through our list, and then we'll go through all the other messages and see what's happening. Here we go. We were just looking at our IWM and the SPY and the Qs, and they were obviously all down. The IWM doesn't look as bad as the SPY and the Qs, but we'll see how they all look in the morning. Apple was way down there. Look at that dip. Oh, man, that looks like it's pulling back pretty good. It looked like it was setting up at one point, but I would say definitely take puts and put them down now. Amazon coming down right there. Google was coming down pretty big too. Look at that, Luis Rodriguez. And then your Meta was big dipping all the way down to a support line down there. And your Microsoft right here, that was pulling back. And that one looks like it's trying to rebound, but I'm not so sure about that. And then Nvidia took a big dip too. So they all took huge dips right there. That's for sure. And then even Tesla right here was taking a huge dip and coming through there. And then it said Luis Rodriguez is interpreting this thing, and it says, I just bought UUU based on a specific market inefficiency. Here is the breakdown. Fundamental safety insiders were buying a stock roughly 30 days ago or late last year, and the company paid a massive $1 special dividend proven they have cash. So that's what that Michael Anthony was trying to say. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. We'll have to call you Luis Rodriguez Anthony now, since you can interpret it. You can understand what he says through AI. And then it says the event. The stock traded steadily between 5 and 5:34 all day. That's what he said. That he said that. Oh man, how did you get all that out of that? That was crazy. And what the heck are you talking about? 5 and 5:34. Oh, was it all? Oh, it dipped down right at the end of the day. I guess you might be kind of right. It was up here for the most part, huh? Although its high was what was its high of the day? I'm not even sure, but whatever. This is 525 was the high right there, and it opened at 5 and then it came down. But anyway, who cares? And there you go. The opportunity in the last 5 minutes of the trading session, the price inexplicably crashed to close at 391, and the trade, he bought that panic drop at 391 because it was an irrational sell-off. The price has already bounced back up to 440 in after hours, validating his entry. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez Anthony, right there. Now I know what he said. Holy cow, can you believe Luis Rodriguez got all that information from that? And that was pretty impressive right there, because I couldn't understand what he was talking about, but I did understand the AI. I'm telling you, Michael Anthony, use that AI. I know you tried it last night for one thing, and it definitely worked. We definitely knew that you used it. I mean, it wasn't, unless you all of a sudden wrote something crazy, but that is wrong, because an insider last insider buying was December 3rd. Oh, so that was only like less than 30 days ago, not a whole year ago. So you're saying it was from last year, but it was 2025, which was actually only a few days ago, like 21 days ago. So look at you, Michael Anthony, pulling some fast ones on us over here. Wait, you. All right, let's get back to our other list. We just did our Mag 7. Enough of that one. AMC dipping down. GameStop right there was a little flat. Actually, doesn't look too bad again. Look at that bad boy, guys. Might want to keep GameStop. It does look like it's trying to set up. We were saying it before, and it does look like it's trying to again. So there you go with that one. And let's see, here we go with Chewy and Unity. Chewy was pulling back there. Unity wasn't looking too bad. And that one could try to bounce. It doesn't look exactly great. Let's look at Coca-Cola. It was up, and Pepsi. There you go, Michael Anthony. They were both up today. And they look pretty good for tomorrow. They could continue to go up. CO and PEP. You can look at them guys. And let's see what else is going on. Oh, Netflix here. That one took a nice dip, I would say, and yeah, them options might not be worth anything tomorrow, or they'll be pretty worthless, but it depends on how far you're out. We'll see. Maybe it tries to bounce up there tomorrow. Look at that look at the end of the day, and maybe it does some kind of crazy move in the morning and just gets ripping right there. So you never know. Crazier things have happened, and we'll see what it wants to look like in the morning there for Netflix. I'm not even sure. I think they beat their earnings. I have no idea. They topped Q4 estimates with 12.1 billion, but the estimate was 12 billion, so it wasn't that much more. And the 0.56 is adjusted EPS, and 325 million subscribers, and outlines 2026 plans, including all this other stuff. Revenue guidance is about 10% increase in film, TV, content spend. It also detailed the expanded bridge financing for its all cash 27.75 share bid for Warner Brother Discovery Studio and streaming assets, while shares fell on a softer than expected Q1 outlook and a pause in buybacks amid the pending deal. So that's why it fell. And honestly, I don't even think that's all too bad. So I think it could bounce right back up there. So we'll be watching Netflix in the morning, see what that wants to do right there. And let's continue through and see what our semiconductors were pulling back. AVGO, nice dip there. MU ran up early this morning. We had that one in the Discord. It did pull back, but it was a nice run up and early. TSM, nice dip right there as well. And then SMCI pulling back. I think that one caught some people by surprise. I sold my options on Friday. It still doesn't look bad. I was looking at it today. Maybe I will re-enter that. But again, that was a good one because it pulled back there pretty good. AMD just kind of hanging out. doesn't look bad for AMD, and I think they have some crazy options. Isn't this what we were looking at today in the Discord? All the crazy options. Let me see. I think it's for net. Yeah, they had like 10,000 right here for open interest. Let me see. Wasn't it the next month? No, I guess it was that. Or was it this one? Yeah, I think it might have. I don't know, but look at us. I mean, it's stacked with them all over the place for AMD right there. So keep an eye on that. And then there was a few over here, but that's this week, so you can keep an eye on that. And that's AMD. I thought we were looking at it. Maybe I was wrong, and we were looking at something else. We do look at a lot of them, so maybe I'm confused. But QCOM dipping down right there. Snow coming down, like we were saying, and that could come down a little bit more, and it could be coming down all over the place, all over the country this weekend. And PayPal dipping down pretty good today. Intel wasn't bad right there. Look at Intel. That does look like it's trying to run up into the top a little bit, so that could be a play for tomorrow, perhaps. We'll look at Intel in the morning, see if it does want to try to move there. And Dell right here. Big dip, I would say. And yeah, that was dipping down. Wow, when did that took a massive dip right there. Yeah, it just continued. I saw it come down early, and that just continued to dip down there. Wow, that's a big dip for Dell. So we'll be watching that one to get set back up. That's for sure. IBM right here, big dip as well. Did see that one. So you did have some big old dips coming. And Palantir falling down. Sophie right here was coming down as well. And then, of course, Mara Riot and these guys, Clean Spark, they were all coming down. And MicroStrategy's been struggling over here. It was down back to the 20 real quick. And then, of course, your Robinhood and your Coinbase, they're all down. Coinbase took a nice dip right there. And Bull took a nice pullback as well. And what about Space? That was down a little bit. Boeing was up a little right there. That looks like it's trying to stay in the top somewhat. DJT was up a little bit. I couldn't believe that DJT was actually spiking up a little right there. I was kind of impressed. Nike was running up a little bit. There were Supreme Court rulings today, but the Trump tariff one didn't come out. Nike ran up at one point and then did come dipping back down here. We were looking at it. And there you go. It runs up, and then right around 10 a.m., there's the dip. But it did run right back up there and then came back down. So interesting play right there. And that was a little different than what it has been doing. McDonald's, again, big dip right there. Looks like it's coming down a little bit more. Then your Disney coming down some, and that is sitting on your 50. That could pull back a little bit more right there. Luis Rodriguez. And what about Oxy? We looked at it earlier. I forget what it did. It was down a little bit. Yeah. And ExxonMobil was up a little bit right there. DXYZ down. And there you go at our list. Let's see what you guys want to see. There's no college football or anything cool on tonight. There's no real games on or anything wild. So let me go through, see what you guys are looking at. We'll blast right through. It's not a big deal if we get done early. Hopefully the market looks a little better tomorrow. We'll be on at 7 a.m. to look and see what's going on. If not, we'll try to pick out what's going down, try to put it on puts or what's going to be blasting up there. So that is what we'll be looking at for the morning at 7 a.m. And of course, I'll be back on right around 9:15. I'll try to hop on a little earlier with Rhett, and he'll be on around 9 tomorrow morning, covering everything in the Discord while Ben is on vacation. And then we also have the Benzinga show. So we're doing that. Laptop Travel, will you be on for that one? Because I'm going to jump on for that tomorrow so we can do the Benzinga tomorrow. And then we'll do our night show, obviously, but we'll be trading throughout the day. Let me see, what are the earnings after? That's going to be, what's earnings before tomorrow? Anything crazy going on? Here's earnings before the market opens. I don't see anything real big right there, so nothing real wild unless that was today. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it changed over, to be honest with you. I might have to check that tomorrow, to be completely honest. No, that wasn't today, I don't think. Yeah, Caro. Nah, these were today because that was Netflix, and IBKR was definitely today. So never mind. We'll look at them later on or tomorrow. How about that IVF today? Holy cow. Didn't we look at that a couple days ago? And that one went nutty. It was up like 400% at one point. CRVS right here is that Corvus Pharmaceuticals. That was running right there. RAPT. And then there's that signing day sports right there. And there's that Top Wealth Group. And we talked about that last night. And let's see what else is going on over here. Let's see what you guys are talking about and what's going on with Luis Rodriguez has a nice little list. We looked at J Nug and Nug. Let's look at Light right here. Holy cow, look at that. That looks really good to set up LITE. It had gotten beat down a little bit right there, but does look a lot better. Boyle was looking really good today, I must say. And PAS Pan American Silver Corp, that's run up, has a little resistance up there. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Not familiar with it. SGML, Sigma Lithium Corporation, that's getting crawled up right there, looking pretty good. Celius, let's see what that. Whoa, that's been running up. I had that on the list before. I don't know why I took it off. Let me add Celius back on. I like this one, CELH. I do like that one right there. That one generally runs pretty well, although it's probably going to be coming back down relatively soon because it's run pretty well recently, that's for sure. And METC Ramaco Resources, not looking too bad. That could get curling up right there. ARM, what's that? What are they up to? ARM Holdings. That's a set. Oh, that's looking really good. That's setting up right there. Let's keep an eye on ARM. That's for sure. And A-Lab, let's see, Asteria Labs right there. They could have a little run up tomorrow, keep a little momentum going. ONDS, that was cruising today. That looks like it could continue up tomorrow. That was looking real good. K-Wave Media, not looking too bad right there, I must say. That could continue its way up. $500 million Bitcoin Treasury deal announcement propelled. And that was January 16th, so that was last week, but I just noticed. And there you are with K-Wave Media. I know we've looked at that one way long ago. And ENSC right here. That one looks like it could get cruising right off of that trend line, Luis Rodriguez. Not looking bad. And UAMY, I do like this one going into tomorrow. That looks really good. What's it say here? Holy cow, hold on. United States Anatomy shares soar Tuesday as critical minerals stocks rally on renewed U.S.-Europe tariff dispute and Trump administration onshoring push. The company also announces a $4.75 million in cash acquisition of a fully operational critical minerals flotation facility in somewhere in Montana. And what about $2 million in planned something integration and upgrade something CAPEX or something? What does that word even mean? I keep seeing CAPEX. What's that even do? But anyway, there you go. Looks like that's going to be running up there, huh? Identifying alpha and market weakness. And again, I told you guys at the end of the day, I said I was buying options on it and I alerted it in the Discord. So there you go. Hopefully that gets flying tomorrow. How great will that be? I got a few of them on the end of the day right there. I also bought a Netflix. So that's not going to be, hopefully that'll cancel out Netflix right there. And probably outperform it because I got a few of these and only one Netflix. I wasn't playing hardcore with Netflix. It was only like $350. So we're not talking about a whole lot there. And it'll probably be down like 50% at least, I'm sure, but we'll see what it does. And again, UAMY, I'd be watching that in the morning there, Ross. That looks like it's going to be a good one. And I did alert that at the end of the day there. So I'm telling you, that's when I'm going to be alerting a lot of them, like I said. Especially for the options calls. Here's Nuclear. We were looking at it. And again, we'll look at it tomorrow again, Ross. I know we were already talking about it. I'll look at it in the morning for us and see what's going on. But yeah, I'll be alerting a lot of my options calls right at the end of the day, guys. I'm telling you, I can see these things, and usually I'm pretty not going to be 100%, obviously. And I even wrote Netflix was obviously a lotto ER, and I'm not even an ER person, and I played it solely based on the fact that it was in the basement already, and it could pop out. That's what I played it off of. And obviously, it went down some more. Not the end of the world. That's why I didn't get crazy with it and just bought one option. But I did buy a few UAMYs, and they do look like it's going to be cruising there tomorrow. UAMY, yeah, UAMY. And so, yeah, that one should be a pretty good play right there. And we should see that one try to continue up. So that will be nice. And you saw right here that USA Rare Earths looks like it wants to continue up tomorrow. And I was talking about that as well. So there you go on them. And let's continue to cruise right through here, cadence, and see what else is happening. And if you're just joining us, Finviz, as a matter of fact, stepped it up again to another level, because these futures, guys, check this out. If I scroll on that, that will say January 21st. We're only on January 20th. So they are giving you the overnight futures accurate pricing right there, 0.22. So they are up a little bit, as you can see. So the futures are live, and look at that Nike right there. That thing looks like it's going to get moving, and the VIX is red. So that is absolutely the overnight futures in live trading and overnight hours. So Finviz stepping it up once again and doing that. And let's see gold up some more right there. Look at that bad boy. Let's see what that looks like at the moment. Is that today? Yeah, look at that. Gold already up, already showing you. It's up 72.50. Holy cow. That thing's just a monster right there for gold. And it is running up. So gold should continue to run. UAL, that was United Airlines. They did beat earnings right there. We were talking, were we talking about them last night, yesterday or something? The airlines, did Michael Anthony mention these? They did pull back today, but then they went up at the end of the day right there, or after the earnings, I guess, right there. And there you go. Delta right there coming down. So they're pulling back a little bit. Let's see what else is going on, and I'll put some unicorns and rainbows on the intro there for laptop travel and everybody. We were talking about you, and let's see Mimi right there, guys. Check this penny stock out. Me and Doge Mama 9 been talking about this one. It does look like it could be getting set up right there. It could get cruising, so watch that. Disney isn't like chandelier mode. It's just hanging out and pulling back there. See if it wants to crash down a little bit. You could it could come back down to that 107 right there, if I could talk correctly. And so there you go. And let's see, we were talking about UUU, and then that Tiger and Play. We were talking about them guys, and PAGS. We went through all that, and then Luis Rodriguez had to translate what Michael Anthony was talking about, because I had no idea what he said. And that was pretty good right there. Let's see, D-Lo. We were talking about that one before you hopped on there, Michael Anthony, because I have your little list of ABEO, and D-Lo did fall right there. ABO was up a tiny bit. And then your LW looking pretty good, Michael Anthony. I might have to look at this one again and check that out tomorrow. I have it on my setup list right there, because that does look pretty good again and again. I saw, what day did I sell it? Right there. Thursday, was it, I think? I did say it had to have been Thursday night, because I was talking about it and we didn't do a show Friday night. So I had to have been Thursday night on that pop up, but it is looking pretty good right there. So we'll watch that and watch DLO keep falling to 12. Would be okay with you. They miss. I'm not sure, but you, 3Us, PAGS, and Tiger all will be up tomorrow. All right, let's see. You. That one took a big dip. And I was saying that one was going to dip, I think, yesterday. PAGS, let's see. That one could continue to go up. I agree with that one. Looks pretty good. And let's see what your Tiger's doing. Let's see. Speaking of Tiger, it would be good. Couldn't they just pardon Joe Exotic at this? Can you believe that guy's been in prison for 8 years? How crazy is that? Talking about Tiger, TIGR, but we'll talk about the Tiger King. And this one has mixed looks, Michael Anthony. This Tiger right here has a mixed look. I can't really tell if it does want to pop. It's trying to. I'll have to look at it tomorrow. But yeah, how crazy that poor guy, Joe Exotic, still in prison after 8 years. I mean, Trump's pardoned all kinds of crazy people. He still hasn't pardoned that guy. And I don't understand why. I mean, everybody admitted to committing perjury. That was like involved in the case. They all did it on national and on TV. I mean, they did it on the Netflix special. I mean, it's just the most bizarre story ever. And I just can't imagine spending 8 years in prison when you know that you didn't do anything wrong. And it is pretty mind-boggling. So yeah, it'd be nice if Trump would just pardon that poor guy. And then he has like a slew of health issues and everything else going on. So poor guy can't even enjoy himself. He has never even been out of prison for the celebrity life. Like I said to him when I talked to him, Maybe I should do a new interview with him. I haven't talked to Joe in a little while. Maybe we have to update the interview and get it out there. And but yeah, I said to him before. I mean, that guy couldn't even live a normal life if he came out because he'd be a huge celebrity. Everybody would want pictures with him and everything else. He was locked away when that Netflix thing came out during COVID. So it's just fascinating. But anyway, that's Tiger, and we were talking about TIGR, and that's Joe Exotic. And yeah, you guys know I always post about him. I try to be a voice for him. I feel bad. The poor guy's in prison. I mean, he's locked away for 8 years. It's just crazy to me. So anyway, and I'm telling you, there's tons of evidence that proves that he's innocent. I've gone through it all with him and talked about it. But so yeah, that's the Joe Exotic story. You guys all know it. We're all up to date on it, that's for sure. But yeah, it'd be nice if he could get a part in there. So anyway, I'll continue to post for the guy, and hopefully at one point Trump will finally pardon him. It's like his only way he can get out. So hopefully that happens soon. And let's see, whatever you just said is factually wrong. You checked the 31st and your 30 days ago timeline, your trade thesis. Do not question my research. And that is that Michael Anthony AI right there. So do not question his research, anybody. Michael Anthony is on point. And there you go. And I do love his AI translator. It is absolutely great. And anyway, let's go through our news stories right here. The Asian stocks trim losses, Japanese bonds rebound, Asian shares extend sell-off. Global bond rout stokes fresh anxiety. Dow S&P 500 Nasdaq futures rise after the worst day in months. It certainly was, wasn't it? And Trump doubles down on Greenland ahead of a Davos arrival. Who is Davos? Does anyone tell me who that guy is? Or what? Who is Davos? I don't know who that is. I saw that earlier and I didn't know what they were talking about, and I forgot to look. Investors are where I guess I could. Well, I don't even have the Wall Street Journal. But anyways, anyone know who that is? Anyway, do not ever question me. Sounds like a Taylor Swift lyric. It certainly does. That's pretty funny. And investors are worried, but waiting for Trump to pivot on Greenland threat right there. Who is this Davos guy or whatever? Who's he? Let me see if it tells us. President Trump asked how far he's willing. Does it tell us who this guy is? Does he run Davos? Is city of the meet? Oh, okay, Davis. Okay, where's he? What isn't he going to a meeting tomorrow or something? Louis Rodriguez. Oh, here you go in Switzerland, Davos, Switzerland. So, subject is taking center stage at this week's gathering of political and business leaders in Davos, Switzerland. So there you go. And tensions over the territory escalated for days. Trump launched a series of something tariff threats and all that good stuff. So I guess he's going to be in Switzerland, for something. Anyway, so there you go. That's the name of a town. That's not a person. I had no idea. So now I know Davos refers to the Swiss Alpine town that hosts the World Economic Forum. So there you are. That's going on this week. When is that? Is that tomorrow or is it the whole week? I have no idea. But that's going on, obviously. I just want to go to the Swiss Alps to go do some skiing or something. That'd be nice. But anyway, Laptop Travel said if Trump thought he could get away with it, he would nuke every other country in the world and take everything. Oh, of course he would. He would absolutely do that in a heartbeat. I think if he thought he could get away with it. I think every leader. I think Putin would. What's his name? Whatever the hell his name is, I don't even know. But I think every single one of them and every other leader too would do the exact same thing. So I don't know if it would be just Trump. I think it would be across the board. I think it would be a power trip. Once they get into a position like that, I think they would just that's it. Forget about it. They would all take that offer. So tomorrow is Trump's speech at 2:30 p.m. Everybody. So we'll be glued to that one. We'll probably play it live in the old Discord, I'm sure, and have a little listening party in Davos, Switzerland. And then, yeah, Xi Jinping, whatever the hell is it. You got to spell it out for you. I can never say it. It's like she something. I always forget. I don't even know what the heck it is. Anyway, we won't get into that because I can never figure out the poor guy's name either. Not that he's a poor guy. The president of China or whatever the heck he is, the dictator of China. But there you are. And let's see what happened. U.S. stocks suffered their steepest drop since October as Trump tariff threats spark global risk off risk off and erase 2026 gains. Well, that was quick. 20 days in, and we just erased all the gains that quick. So there you go, everybody. That's a wrap. And that's what Trump just said. He said, the hell with the gains for 2026. Let's just get rid of them and we'll start all over. So Trump's going to rip that audience tomorrow. That's going to be probably an interesting speech. I'm not going to lie. That's why I said we should be listening to that bad boy. And I'm sure we will be at some capacity, whether it's on YouTube, in the Discord, or somewhere. So, we'll be checking it out. That is for sure. I'll talk to Rhett, see where we want to. Maybe we'll just do it on YouTube and we can do some commentary or something because, I like to do that. That's always fun as well. Anyway, there you go, everybody. That's what our market looks like. Crypto is trying to do something right now. It's not exactly bouncing back, but you can see Bitcoin's at 89K. I can see it on the stock cube, so I see it going up a little bit. It was at 88, so like I said, it's trying to do something. It's not really bouncing crazy, but it's doing something right there, and that is what crypto's doing. That's what the market looked like, and obviously we'll be looking at gold, silver tomorrow. UAMY, check that bad boy out. Let's see if it's going to be popping here in the morning. That would be nice, and it seems like it's going to be. I don't know. It seems like that's good news. Based off the chart, it looked great to me. I don't know. But then if they just got news at 8:30 and it looks good, this thing could get roaring in the morning. So obviously we'll be watching that thing too. And everything else in the morning at 7 a.m. So I'll keep you guys posted. Laptop Travel will be on at 4 a.m. with his 4 a.m. Warriors in the Discord, so you know where to find him and what he's going through in the morning, and he'll post his list. I'll post a night note in the Discord, obviously. And like I said, Ben is on vacation. He's still posting stuff, and he's still hanging out. He was in there today while we were on the live trading. He was in the Discord talking to us and stuff like that. He's still out there trading. So there you go, Ben. Enjoy your vacation. And everybody else will be on the Benzinga show tomorrow and all that good stuff as well. So have a good evening, everybody, and thank you for tuning in. I greatly appreciate all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, non-intended financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Louis Rodriguez, Laptop Travel, and of course our Michael Anthony, Doge Mama 9. Cadence was hanging out, and of course Sam's always hanging out. Ross, he's always hanging, and he's always in the Discord as well. Robin and everybody else that's hanging out. Joseph Levy's been playing a lot of pool, and I think he has a surgery coming up, as a matter of fact. So we'll be thinking about you, Joseph Levy. So make sure you get that all taken care of. He was telling us about it while he was in New York. I remember he was telling me and Lewis about it. He's having a back surgery, I think, or neck surgery. He's having some major surgeries. I know that. So hopefully Joseph Levy's all good with that. And that is what we have this evening. So everybody enjoy your night. And it is an early night to go enjoy, relax, and kick your feet up, study the market, see which ones you want to see what are going to be popping tomorrow, like UAMY, like I was saying. And that's what we're doing. So keep yourself warm. It's freezing out there for most of the country. Even Florida, Rhett was saying it's pretty cold down in Florida. So I'm pretty sure the entire country, I don't know if the entire country, but a lot of the country's cold. And we could see some wild weather coming up this week and into the weekend here with some frigid temperatures. Izzy, like I said, posted. Let me see. What the heck did Izzy say? The rest of the week in Michigan, ready? Tomorrow, well, ready, what does that say? Friday, hold on, let me look at this thing, Izzy. Tuesday, 12 degrees. Monday was -7. Sunday is going to be -5. Saturday's -18. Friday, -12. I mean, there's some crazy temperatures right there, I must say. And so, yeah, it is freezing out there all over the place. So I would say make sure you're staying warm. It's going to be some wild temperatures and some wild stuff going on. That's UAMY. Keep an eye on that tomorrow. And that's what we have tonight. So enjoy your evening, everybody. I'll catch you guys in the morning at 7 a.m. and we will do our market thing then. So have a good night, and I'll see you guys at 7.